Hold on. No, informal. Yeah. This is a palatial building of Dr. Ricardo McKinsey. He invited us to his, I think he said it's about 20-acre palatial home. Amazing here in Limon, Costa Rica. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is amazing. As you guys can see, some people are living the life, and those people are just sharing them on. Look at that. That's his palatial environment. This is all his home. And, okay.
When the wife and the husband are fighting. And they come to my court, then I resolve the matter.
Oh, no,
two brothers,
yeah, I'm gonna
father
take
left
now.
you property.
Don't
You
push
and your
it,
brother,
just
you
hold
are
it.
fighting for the land, and I come and I solve the problem. So we don't take everything to court. We can resolve it. The elders can come together with the king, and we solve every problem.
Okay, so,
have you started this?
yeah,
He has to start again.
Yeah, start all over because I first of all took a picture of the environment,
Very good.
video of the environment.
So, again, I'm going to make it short. Again, welcome everybody. Welcome my Igbo brothers and sisters. Welcome to Costa Rica. Welcome to Limon, the province of Limon. This is Siquirres for you, which is one of the counties of Limon. I am really, really happy to have you guys here blessing us with your presence. And without much more ado, I want Dr. Ugochi to say a few words and present herself.
Tell your doctor in the name.
I should. Dr. Anaquenzi wants to remind you that I am a medical doctor. I'm an internist in California, and colleague of Dr. Anaquenzi. I met Dr. Anaquenzi many years ago. He has a very important medical group in Southern California. I take care of some of his patients. He doesn't pay me that well, but no, that's kidding. They're very generous. And so we go way back. We go far back. And I'm very, very grateful for having met Dr. Anaquenzi. We have forged a very, very strong relationship. And proof of it is that he's here with us.
Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon. Right? Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. Said I should raise my voice. Good afternoon, everyone. If my voice is so high, don't pardon me because I was instructed. I love to take instruction. So, my Prime Minister is one sitting I have to acknowledge him, and then who happened to be the chairman of the board of this organization here, and then vice chairman of the board, Onyenze Amadi Ebube, and the wife who is a member of our organization. And I want to, and I thank you all for listening. I want to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Josephine Ozamaka Agorji. I'm a native of Abagana. Abagana is a town in Anambra State, and Anambra State is in Nigeria. But I reside in New York. As an educator, I worked in Nigeria as an educator too, an administrator before I relocated to New York, and then I continued in that field. So I'm not a medical doctor, I'm a doctor of education, and I specialize in administration and supervision, which I worked in those areas, both in Nigeria and United States, in New York, United States. I worked with Department of Education, and then I worked again with, as an adjunct professor with CUNY University for 2 years. But they wanted to retain me, and I found out that if they retain me, the money is going to be smaller. So than what I was getting from DOE, and then I said no. So I had to take what they call early retirement, and because I have passion working with people, working with children, and I started my own thing, which I love very much. But I'm a home person, and I like to work with community because I do community work. So if I did not take an early retirement, I wouldn't be able to partake in this beautiful trip. And I want to use this opportunity to thank Dr. McKenzie for pressing on and invite our Prime Minister. And I want to thank our Prime Minister for reaching out to us. And I'm here not just as Dr. Agoji, I'm here today as the president of CISA. So that's why I'm able to come on this platform now, representing this organization, because when I took over in January, I had promised them that I'm not just going to be president on paper, but anywhere that requires CISA president, I'm going to be there. And then what I did for myself was to make it easier for anyone that sees and see, you see CISA president, and it says the year, so you know that by 2005, after 2005, you're not going to see me in that position because I'm done. So having said that, we just completed the festival, which we have every year. This festival we had this year was August 2nd and August 3rd, and it's something that we do every year that brings CISA and puts CISA on the map. And I happen to be the first woman to take this position. And thanks to my chairman of the board and the vice who put their foot down and said, hey, no, we want you to be in this position, because I didn't campaign for this position. So they put me there, and I'm grateful that I'm experiencing this kind of, even though it doesn't go well with some men, but then I have to do the job, right? Since I like to serve my community, I'm serving my community with happiness, and we're getting things done. So anyways, we hold this festival, we were holding it before in Virginia, but we now started to hold it now in Brunswick, Georgia. We started that last year because we kind of look at the history of our ancestors who were brought over to the United States in 1803 and promised jobs, but when they got there, they now put them into slavery, and they chained them up. And because of the kind of spirit that we have, they were very resilient. They're like, no, we're not going to be here as a slave. You guys promised us jobs, but now you want to enslave us. So they agreed among themselves and got drowned in the creek.
After overpowering the
people
yes,
that really brought them over.
Yes,
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
They're like, the river brought us here, and the river is going to take us back. So we go to that creek every year to pray for their spirit, and then let them know that we know how they suffered and paved the way, and then we are standing on that pedestal. We thank them very well to know that they're not alone. We are not going to leave that fight they're fighting. We're still going to keep the spirit going. So then after that, we have a communal event festival. We call it Worldwide Festival of Art and Culture, where we showcase how the tradition of Igbo, typical Igbo goes, where how we live in an Igbo environment, how the children are brought up in Igbo families, how husband and wife relate, our husbands marry more than one wife, and then we don't even complain, and they build huts for their wives, things like that, and how they should be using the language, because we feel that our language is going extinct. So now our youngsters are now using Igbo language to communicate even if they're born in America. So that's a good thing that we showcase it. And we showcase the dancing, the women dancing, the men dancing, different kind of wardens and everything. And then we showcase the masquerade, just to show the culture. And the food, the food is fantastic. We give people food for those things to these two men. They always bring our money all the time and make sure they support, because we don't charge our guests money. We feed them Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, free of charge. This year we took care of 500 guests. You can imagine how much it costs us to feed them. So, but we feel happy. Feeling that we tell them, come, just pay your transportation or airfare, come and pay your hotel bills, but we're going to take care of your feeding. And we do that every year. So we did that this year, August 2nd and 3rd. And then next year we're going to be doing it 2 times. First in the history of CISA. We did we're going to do it July 25th and July 26th, 2025. You know, summertime, same Georgia, Brunswick. And I've been begging Dr. McKenzie to come. He said he will see. He's not giving me. I said, you see is a relative answer. He's not saying yes, he's not saying no. So I told him right away, I said, you're not saying yes, you're not saying no. So, but anyways, the board, the chairman of the board and the vice, I proposed that we should take this event that we're doing here, take it to motherland. So, and they agreed, even when some people opposed. But now the people that opposed, when they saw that they agreed, they're not coming on board. So they agreed, and then we quickly, because I like plan ahead. So we quickly got a date. So it will be December 12th, 2025, and you all are welcome to come. If Dr. McKenzie will allow you to come, that would be nice. So if you guys are coming to, it's a 2-partner now. If you come into the Festival of Arts that we have
2012 is in Nigeria.
2025.
December.
Yeah, December 12th.
Is in Nigeria.
Is in Nigeria. So CIS, who is a partner of what we're doing today, my chairman is gonna talk about it. So if you come into the one we're doing in July, which will be July 25 and 26 in USA, then all you have to do is get your passport ready, your traveling passport. We give you the letter that will help you get your visa, traveling visa. Then you pay for your airfare and then make your hotel reservations. But the feeding is on us. But if you come into the one we're going to have for 1 day in Nigeria, the one we do in Brunswick is 2 days, Friday and Saturday. But the one we're going to do in Nigeria, which is December 12, 2025, you will pay just your airfare. We give you the letter to get your visa, you pay for your airfare, then you leave the lodging and feeding on us. But the only thing we want to know in order to make sure your stay is well secured and you're taken well care of is to know how many days you plan to stay. So that would be a good thing if you can hold him and convince him, Dr. McKenzie, because he's not giving me a yes or no answer. So I love yes or no. They say I'm a troublemaker, but I like to know. Is it a yes? Are you coming, yes or no? So the answer he gave me is, So, but anyway, I've already told my Prime Minister, if he invites us again, I want to come to Costa Rica and I want to come to Limon. Whether he wants me to come or not, I'm coming. So I'm going to stop here because they pay me to talk, and I can talk and talk and talk, and don't put full stops. So I'm going to put full stops. Others can talk. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so happy. I'm privileged to be here today.
Thank you, Dr. Roger. Thank you very much.
No, you.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. My name is Rolando James. I'm part of the UNIAACL. I'm
The
working.
UNIAACL, by the way, if you don't know, is the United Negro Improvement Association, founded by the Honorable Marcus Coffey.
Oh, good.
So is the president. You?
He's the president.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Not that would be.
Yeah.
No, that was I already.
Okay.
Is your time?
Well, my name is Mr. Norman, and first of all, I want to say welcome to Limon, to Costa Rica. This place where they give the name of the country, Costa Rica, in Limon. So, welcome to Costa Rica. Well, I'm the president of the Universal Negro Association that was formed by Marcus Garvey in 1914 in Jamaica, and our branch was formed on the 12th of March 1990 in Limon. So we are here working working and doing a lot of things for people. And I am a retired life at the city council. I'm at the municipal Endemont, but I work outside as an attorney at law and specialize in labor law, and that's my field that I work on.
Good evening to everyone. Welcome to Costa Rica. Welcome to Le Monde. My name is Stephen Brown Escoff. I is pastor and chaplain from the City Hall from Le Monde. So in the name of our mayor, Anna Matarito Macala, welcome to each and every one of you.
Thank you.
Also, I the chaplain from the prison of Le Monde. That called, it have the name from Marcos Garvey, but also called Sandoval. I'm there also working for many years, doing personnel for Christ. Also as a nurse, I graduated as a nurse, and was a retired of that many years ago. And also I is the communication department from the UNIAACL. So our president, they tell us if we could have time to come to this meeting. So for me, it's a pleasure. And well, I really don't know what is the topics what we're going to talk about, but I'm here with a lot of positive expectation. And yes, could say that we're just starting into being chaplain from the City Hall, but we're having a lot of projects for all the community of Le Monde, not only the black, also different cultures that we have. And right now we're just promoting more the peace in Le Monde. Most of all, we're promoting the peace of Le Monde. Also, we're having a project to try to recover the one that was on the street, the homeless. Try to recover them, to make them have a place where they can recover. It's only we just give them food. Many churches only give them food and try to help them to clothes, but it's a circle that don't end because they're still in drugs. So for first, in our community of Le Monde, we're going to try to have a place, not only for man, also for our women, and for descendants, man and woman and different cultures that having this problem, to try to make we can make them come back and recover them family and come back to society. So thank you very much to receive me in this meeting, and God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you. Bless you too. So good afternoon. My name is Laura Hall. I am Mr. President second. I am called Lady President or Vice President of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, branch 340 month. Also, I have been also, and he didn't mention it because he is actually member of the Central American Black Organization, a network of more than 45 black grassroots organizations from Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Panama, Costa Rica, and Afro-Central American people living in United States, mainly in New York. So I have served as vice president of that organization before, and I also was candidate for the vice presidency of Costa Rica in the year of 2018. And I have done a lot of things, but I'm very grateful to be here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. On the continent of Africa, I have only had the opportunity to be to Ghana, to Accra, to the door of Elmina Castle, to be specific, and to Kumasi. I look forward to being to Nigeria.
See, that's what I want to hear.
I'll say yes. I envision that trip, and if he's going, and if we can convince him, we'll be happy to take useful people. As Marcus Garvey said, we don't need everybody back there, but we need those who are going to put their time, treasure, and talent to uplift our community. because everywhere we feel at home. And you're so welcome. And I'm also an educator, so you inspired me by listening to you. Really.
Welcome, welcome. My name is Edwin Cyrus. Well, as Dr. Mackenzie mentioned, he's my cousin. Unfortunately. Relate me to it.
Now you're gonna have to explain.
You told him I wasn't paying you.
Now you have to explain.
Because
it's a tall hill to go.
yes, because they just we get in confidence, and he told me he came over here with the plane full of dollars, but I don't see them. No, I'm just kidding.
He sent money with cargo.
Yeah. No, I'm by principle. I studied agriculture, engineer, and then forestry, and then environment, and I was involved in all this environmental agenda, and for many years I was the focal point of the Costa Rica government to attend several international, let's say, treaties that deal with environment and protective of biodiversity. And through that I was able to visit Africa twice, but I went to the French-speaking countries, Congo, and we had, it was a nice experience because it was a summit where Jacques Chirac, President of Prime Minister of France, was going to be present with all the African leaders, presidents of these French-speaking, that was held in Brussels. And they invited Costa Rica because Costa Rica, well, it's known by two major things. It's freedom and democracy, and also it's compromise, and also a strong agenda in protecting the environment. And we was very successful in protecting the forest and recovering deforestation, having more forest land than deforestation. So they invited us to give a special speech to this summit, and also to express the hope could they develop this system that we have, that is payment for environmental services. So if what we do here in Costa Rica, that if the owner of the land protect the forest and water and wildlife, they receive compensation from the government. So that is really, Costa Rica was pioneer in the world, and that gave us this leading position, and we was always invited to all these type of meetings around the world. So it gave us opportunity to really travel to India, Africa, Europe, South America. So I had a lot of chance to travel. But I retired 4 years ago, and there was a recent organization that was created for the Afro descendants of the Southern Caribbean, where you are going to stay. And the priority was to protect the land rights of the Afro Costa Rican, because according to different laws, the Afro Costa Ricans are losing their land. So one of the priority of this organization was to make a strategy and also try to let the international institution and organization know that according to the Costa Rican law, there was a lot of, let's say, risk that Afro descendants in the near future would stay without any property, any land. We said, you're not a man without a land. So that's why I get involved in these Afro issues, and also with my cousin, Dr. Mackenzie, we were trying to push forward the forum of Afro descendants, of the tribal Afro descendant people of Costa Rica, as an institution that is recognized by the government and other international agencies with the right to fight or to represent the Afro community. And one of these major organizations that we're looking forward to lead this process is the UNIAACL, the United Legal Improvement Association. One of the reasons why they're here with us this afternoon. And we also want to learn a lot more from, let's say, our motherland. We don't really have much. It's part of our, let's say, that we don't have a lot of contact connection with the African organizations and our communities, and having this opportunity to receive looking forward to learn a lot and listen to what our ideas and proposals, and also to be part of this young festival that will be taking place in two small communities in the Southern Caribbean. And also welcome you, and we are willing to support any thing that you need, or in my hand I will be ready to support you all. Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Well, between the teacher, the pastor, and the cousin, we covered it, isn't it? Anyway, my name is Amadi Budambama. I used to be a bank regulator in the United States. I've been retired for over 18 years. And I've been doing consultancy. I've been in this country 2 times for consultancy. So in the financial area like anti-money laundering, anti-terrorist financing, bank secrecy, and Office of Foreign Assets Control, all kinds of whatever. So that's what I just did as a professional and a CPA, that is chartered accountant. In Nigeria, I'm a fellow, as the top of the line in Nigeria. But I'm here in the US, I'm also a certified public accountant in the US. Forensic expert, and all kinds of stuff. And I coordinate the global Igbo organizations. That is, no one I have been working on Igbo stuff for over 30 years. And like I said, vice chair to Sister is the chair. I just gotta stop here because I'm not a talking type. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I'm glad to meet all of you.
By the way, excuse me. I will remiss if I don't say thank you to Dr. Ricardo McKinsey. Let me put all the words straight. Because, no, let me say this. Sometimes you don't know people until you know people. When he came to me, because he was looking at the airport, looking for us, and he said, I'm mad. I said, yes. He said, Dr. I was suspicious in the first place, honestly. Honestly. And I just kept on. And I know he was real. All of a sudden, the way he presented, if he come here and see this and saw the way he presented to me, he would say, what the heck is that all about? So, I mean, he's a humble, gracious, but very powerful human being. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
As the President said, I'm a member of CISA, but my bigger claim to fame was I'm a grandchild of Marcus Garvey. My grandfather was a member of Marcus Garvey movement. So I always felt a great deal of pride about my grandfather being a Marcus Garveyite. So to meet some fellow people who can say that they too are still representing Marcus Garvey is really a fantastic thing. When I came here and I saw the Pan-African flag flying at the Capitol, I was like, oh wow. And for people, that Pan-African flag, they just added a touch, an eagle, right, to that red, black, and green, and that was the Biafra flag. And so, little symbolic things mean a great deal. So I'm glad you are still flying that flag. So that's part of who we are. That's part of our history. That's part of our story. You have a unique identity in the sense that you are fighting a fight that almost every African, a part of that slave trade / Holocaust, has been fighting. And so when I come here and I find that fight still going strong, it also humbles me. You know. So I thank you. I thank you a lot for keeping that flag flying, for still pursuing in your own unique ways this unification of Black people wherever we are. And hopefully that we can add something to that fight and the values that you knew Marcus Garvey stood for. Who is it? Europe for the Europeans, China for the Asians, and Africans for Africa.
Like women abroad.
Yes. So, again, thank you for your invitation, for your presence, for giving meaning to all that we do. I'm definitely humbled by your presence here. You know, and hopefully that forging of what we can do as African people, becomes a reality for everyone sitting at this table. Thank you.
Oh, no, well. No, you can, yes to do.
Igbo kwenu?
Yeah.
When we say Igbo kwenu, we say yeah. Igbo kwenu?
Yeah.
Igbo kwenu?
Yeah.
Costa Rica kwenu?
Yeah.
Lemon kwenu?
Yeah.
Lemon kwenu?
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here today. I'm Dr. Nwachukwu Anakwenze. Onowu of Abagan, the Deputy King. I'm Deputy King, the Prime Minister, not political of tradition. Like I explained to you, my role in keeping the families together and settling disputes among brothers and sisters. That's what I do, assisting our king. I'm here today representing the University of Nigeria and Nsukka, the Department of Center for Igbo Studies. They are partners in what we're doing. We have a university that sends us to go find all the people that were taken out from there to see where they are, to see what you're doing. They're here, they're listening. They want to find out where all of you are, where you went, how you're doing. They want ongoing relationship. I'm here representing Igbo World Assembly, one of the largest Igbo organizations worldwide, and the Center for Igbo Studies, and the Council of Igbo States, which is present. See, we promote our daughters, our wives, and our mothers. We don't believe in discriminating against women because they're like half of the equation. If you don't use them, you're losing half of the game. So we use our people. We go to school. Everybody go to school. We are 70 million people. We're one of the largest people in the world. And our people are very talented in business. We're entrepreneurs. We're one of the best business people in the world. We own shopping malls, airlines, we make motors, we make cars, we make refrigerators. You know, there's nothing we can do. We are not limited. We're anywhere you go in the world, any country you don't see the people, you run away. It means there's no life and opportunity. Because we smell the opportunity and we go down there. And when we go there, we land, we conquer, we help people. That's what we did in America. We came to America, we conquered America, we did well. Everywhere we go, we do well. We're China, we're Russia, we're Europe. There's no difference. We're good in math, physics, chemistry, business. We are one of the most educated people in America. We have more masters and PhDs than local Americans. So we are not afraid of book. The book is afraid of us. And we know how to run business. We know how to run business and take over. We can come with nothing, but just empty bottles, selling bottles. You know, like plastic bottles. In about a year or two, we own the gas stations, we build the hotels. That's how we are. We come with nothing and we take over. So I'm saying this to let you know, you people came from us, that you are not somebody who's nobody, that you come from a heritage of royalties and kings, and you are somebody. You were never somebody. They might be telling you you're nothing, you don't have a history. That's a bloody lie. That's what my job is here, to let you know that you come from rich heritage. In Africa, we have more minerals, coal, iron, copper, oil, gas, more than anywhere in the world. They just need to be developed. We need to work together. That's why I'm here, to reconnect, to connect with people who went out. We want to know where they are so we can still work together. You don't have to come back there to live. We urge you to work well with whoever you're living with, whether it's Hispanics or whether it's Spanish, whether it's white people, work with them. Develop yourself, educate yourself, start something. Don't just be dependent on government work. Like I told you, we are company, we don't depend on government. We have businesses that take care of us. We have more money than anybody in Africa. We are the richest black people in the world. You can't be rich like that across the board without education and without knowing about business. It's not enough to just have a job and you say you work for the government. A lot of you have to. Even if it's air conditioning, you know how to fix, or electric, or time. You don't have to have 10 PhDs. You need to have something you're doing that you're good at. Making clothes. That's what it's about. That's why we're here, but because we know how to do all those things. We want to work with you so you can see what we do, so you can start doing it here. If the government is not treating you well here, if you have your own business, you don't need it. You don't have to live here. You have big lands. Look at where somebody's living in 20 acres. A palace, the Costa Rica palace. I didn't know that's why he comes home frequently. Every time he comes back, I say, what are you doing back there? Now I see. He's living in heaven here. He's living in heaven. See, your cousin is smiling. His secret has been revealed. Basically, that's what we came for, to reach out to you so we can work together. We have worldwide organizations. You can be part of it. We will put them all in CISA so you can work with us. We have festivals that you can come and be part of. When we do a festival, Jamaicans come, people from Virgin Islands come, African Americans come.
Yeah.
Half our meetings that we have is Caribbeans and African Americans. So we speak English so that they can understand. They participate in the dancing. It's a lot of cultural stuff. We're very rich with culture, and we have it. We have not lost anything. Even though you have colonialism, that's just superficial. Deep, everything is intact. So that's we don't want to say, oh, you are taken away, you are lost, you don't know who you are, where you are from. Oh, they tell you are nobody. Right. That's a lie. Right. We have the culture that's richer than all those people that are colonizing you. And then our culture is very rich, it's very deep. We have lost nothing. And it's good you have a piece of good land here. Use it, keep it. But add education to it. Skill acquisition. Try to train your people to have skills. whether you're raising chicken or you're raising pig or a tire. It doesn't have to be professional. We have a lot of that, but we depend more on being able to run everything around us. That's what we're here for. We don't need anything from you. We didn't come to take anything from you. We want to reach out to our brothers and our sisters to say, we see you, we're looking for you. That's what they send us. We have a university department that's just for you, to find the professor. We'll be happy to know about you people. And that's what, in October we'll be in Jamaica. We'll start 10 days tour in Jamaica, visiting all of Jamaica. And then next year we'll go to Barbados and we'll go to Brazil and Guyana. So this is, we have to go to all those countries. I don't know how many Caribbean countries, Central American countries, I don't know if it's 26 or what. We're going to go to all of them. So we need their cooperation to work with us. You know, like I represent the Igbo nation. Like I told you, we're 17 million. And I represent the Ohanese Indeed. I'm like a senior advisor. They all watch it. Whatever we're doing here is going to be more than 70, 100 million black people that will be looking at it. This is whatever we're doing now. It's been watched by a whole lot of people. And they want to know more. You see, she's already inviting herself back. So you already finished her. So basically, that's it in a nutshell. If you have any specific question, I'll be happy to answer. We're just reaching out to our brothers. Come on, let's work together.
Thanks again, Dr. Nquenzi. Dr. Ogoje and I were talking along the way, and even in San Jose, at the Congress, we're talking about it. I hear a sense of desperation amongst our people here. When I was growing up, there were no drugs. We didn't have to worry about drugs. We could not see any people of African descent. There's a monkey there, just if you look back, you can see a monkey in the tree just coming to visit. And we could not find any of our kind in prison system. We were too smart. Our grandparents were too smart for that. To allow
A bunch of monkeys on the trees. Look at that.
They're gone, and now our people are well represented in the prisons. There's desperation here because we don't have jobs. There's desperation because we are falling into the drug culture. There's desperation because we're not an integral part of the educational system. The professional formation, we are in desperation. And I think, and what we heard in San Jose also is the lack of integration of our people into the job market. They're not having us well represented. So we're desperate. And I just, as Dr. Nquenzi just said, we should not wait anymore for any government handout. We are well capable. Remember now that when our grandparents came here, they said, we may go back to Jamaica. So what did they do? They get their teachers and they formed their own English schools to teach us, my parents, to teach them should in case they have to go back. And that education helped a lot for the formation of my generation in this country. Our generation dropped the ball. We dropped the ball. Either we were duped into going on ships and leaving our sons and children to people who were not being grandparents anymore because our grandparents were strong. We were left with pretty much weakened grandparents to take care of our generation's children. And so we find ourselves in a very precarious situation. We have work to do. We have to strengthen our people. We have to share with them what we can to help pushing them forward. I was talking to Dr. Ogoje about getting a professional. I want a plumber. And I can't find a good black plumber anywhere, even a bad one. Okay? So why is it that we can't, I'm talking about plumbing. We're not talking about high professional. And that's a good plumber, a very good plumber, can make a lot of money. And they can train other plumbers. I cannot get anybody around here. I could not get anybody to work here and do the kind of quality work that I wanted. I had to get them from San Jose. And my best plumber that I just love, I mean, he was not of African descent. He died of cancer of the bladder. He was gone. And I looked around to try to find someone else. And I would love to find my own of African roots. We don't have any. We need to start training our young people to be good electricians, good barbers, and do a business with these things, not waiting to be some big time professional. Those are the places that you make a lot of money. You're a good plumber and you give good service. As Dr. Boji said, inside of it, honest, because honesty is an integral part of all of this. If you're not honest, no matter how good you are, nobody wants you around. And so if we do all of this and train our people not to be mediocre, just go collect some money and then carry a little wrench around and mess up and gone, but do quality work. The word gets around, and before you know it, we corner the market in Costa Rica if we take it seriously. Before you know it, we corner the market in electric work if we take it seriously. Not just working for 25 cents today and put it in the pocket and you're gone, and when you're broke now you answer the call that you should have answered a month ago because you're broke and you want. So we need to train our children to be business people. We need to do that and stop being desperate. We're getting desperate, but we're not doing really anything. The real groundwork to form our young brothers and sisters. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. And thank God for the strengthening ties. It won't be the last time you see them, and it won't be the last time you see another African leader from other countries to come here and sit with us and try to forge those ties that we so desperately need. Yes, sir.